Computer. All right, welcome everyone to our energy class. We are going to be talking about some ways to help with our energy, and we're going to each be talking about a component of it. I'm going to start with some natural ways for energy, and then Tara's going to talk about sleep specifically. And then we have Sean talking about oils and Sonia talking about supplements, I think. No, other way around. Sonia talking about oils and Sean talking about supplements. There we go. Oh, well, you know. Okay, so ways to gain energy. So there's many different ways that you can gain energy. And for each person, it can be a little bit different. One of the ways is to control or reduce your stress. And we don't want to make this any more stressful than it needs to be. So you need to find something that works best for you, whether it's establishing a wellness routine, whether it's establishing a support group, connecting with friends, talking with a family member, talking with some type of a professional. It's important that we deal with the emotions that are consuming lots of energy. Some things that we can do for relaxation would be meditation, yoga, Tai Chi, and mindfulness. And there are some activities that we can do, and we want those activities to be fun and relaxing. So depending on who you are, maybe reading a book can be relaxing to you. A bath, whether it's with essential oils and Epsom salt, just some type of self-care is important. Usually about 20 to 30 minutes just to decompress, maybe have some alone time. Turn off the devices, get away from the screen, and just have some good R&R. For me, one of the things is sunshine. You know, sunshine can be huge, especially in Michigan, with how dark and gloomy it can be. It always seems to start right about this time and continue into the middle of spring. So that's important. Lightening your load is another way that you can gain energy. Sometimes we find that our schedules are so busy and we're going a million miles an hour or in many different directions, and this can be one of the main reasons for fatigue is our schedules are just overloaded, whether it's professionally, family, social. So we need to make sure that we're streamlining our list of activities, deciding what is a must-do activity, what is a priority, what are some things that we can cut down, and delegate. Don't forget to ask for help, whether it's give your children some tasks to do, whether it's to give your spouse or significant other some tasks to do, or maybe you just need to hire someone and that person can come in and do something to help you, whether it's in your job or your personal life. One thing that my husband and I have always done is we have somebody that comes in and cleans twice a month, every other week. And for us, that's been the best investment because it allows us to have some free time on the weekends to do things. So making sure that you're just able to cut things down and just focus on what is a priority. One thing that I learned recently from a training that I did was multitasking. And multitasking is actually setting you up for failure. And so when you're multitasking, you're using up all of your energy. And so focus on one thing at a time. If you're trying to focus on too many different things, your attention is spread out and you're just not able to be as effective in what you need to do. One of the biggest ways that you can gain energy is through exercise. I know personally this is one of the areas that I always say, oh, I'm too tired to do, I don't have time to do it. And we are not, and I am not able to get the energy level that I could be getting if I was exercising. What exercise does is it gives the cells more energy to burn and circulate the oxygen. So it's very important. It leads to higher brain dopamine levels, so it elevates the mood. So it's an instant mood lifter. Simply just walking for 10 minutes or doing some type of activity for 10 minutes, taking the stairs instead of using an elevator, can make a world of difference with your energy level. Along with the exercise, it can help you to sleep more soundly. So that is a double whammy there. Another thing to do to gain more energy is to avoid some things that might be unhealthy. One thing would be eating. What you put into your body is either going to add energy into your body, or it's going to help, or it's going to take that energy away. So making sure that you're eating a nutritious diet, avoiding those processed foods, the sugars, the unhealthy fats. So you want to focus on foods that are low, with a low glycemic index. And so the sugars are absorbed slowly. And this helps to avoid that lag in energy that is associated with eating something that the sugar is absorbed quickly. Staying away from the sugars and the refined starches is important for that. Some nutritious foods would be whole grains. Be careful with your whole grains if you are sensitive to some of the gluten in the grains. So maybe err on the side of caution with that. Fiber, high fiber foods, vegetables, nuts, and healthy oils. Sometimes when we are eating our food, we forget that what comes in a box, even though it looks healthy, what comes in a box may not always be healthy. So be careful with that. If a food is high in carbs, a lot of times it has the highest glycemic indexes. And if you're not sure about the glycemic index, I suggest you Google it to get some more information on that. Proteins and fats tend to be close to zero on that glycemic index. Avoiding smoking, it tends to cut off your energy, siphons your energy, and it causes insomnia. Nicotine is actually a stimulant, and it tends to speed up the heart and raise blood pressure, and it stimulates the brain waves to be associated with wakefulness, and it makes it hard to sleep. Tara's going to talk to you more in depth about sleep. Caffeine. Limit the use of caffeine, but use it to your advantage. Caffeine can be a useful tool, but too much of it can cause a problem. So just have a cup of a caffeinated beverage, a cup of tea, a cup of coffee, because it does sharpen your mind and it does increase alertness, but be careful with it. Use it in small amounts and use it before 2 p.m. because if you're not careful, it will cause insomnia. Limit your alcohol. Drink in moderation, and make sure you're picking a time that is not going to reduce your energy. Avoid drinking at lunchtime, and this can cause your afternoon slump, and it's more like a sedative than it is an energizing. We always think about a 5 o'clock afternoon drink. Sometimes that can be cause you to be sleepy also. Drink water. That is one of the biggest things that you can do. Water and water, exercise, and nutrition. Those are probably your three biggest ones that you can do. And your body is mostly made up of water, so it's important that you keep your body hydrated. And so throughout your day, whether you're sweating or not sweating, your body is using that water. And so if you're not replenishing it, you're going to become dehydrated. And a lot of times, the first sign of being dehydrated is fatigue. And so it's important to make sure that you're drinking a minimum of half of your body weight in water. And for some people, they need to drink even more than that. People like to drink those energy drinks, and they do have electrolytes in them, but we know that Young Living has some natural alternatives that are better than the energy drinks that are out there. So be careful, even though some people feel that drinking those energy drinks are like Gatorade and things are good for you. Be careful and read the label. Social connections is huge. Making sure that you are connecting socially. Like, for example, right now we are all connecting socially, or before we started the recording, we were connecting socially, or after we shut off the recording, we'll be connecting socially. So we may not be able to do it face to face because of our distance between, or because of what's currently going on in the world, but it's important that you connect socially and you have that social network, and that you're not overdoing it, because sometimes our social calendars can be too busy and it can cause us to lose our energy. But just hanging out with friends, laughing, smiling, reminiscing about good times can be very meaningful. If you live in an area where you may not have a lot of connections with friends, join a club, join an organization that you might have something in common with. Start a new hobby that could link you to somebody else. Just being around people that have the same positive energy as you can also be very, very effective. And mindset can be huge. I know that there are times when I struggle with my mindset. I get to be a negative Nancy and I forget that I need to look at the positive side. And so flipping that mind around and looking at something that's positive can also help with that energy. Just simply connecting with your breath is another thing that I forgot to mention earlier when I was talking about the yoga and the meditation. Just taking a moment just to disconnect from everything and just breathe for a few minutes and just let all of that go. Those are just a few things. There are many, many more things. We could go very in depth with the energy in the body and the chakras, but this is just a small sample of some of the natural things you can do. And now we will turn it over to Tara, who is going to talk to us about sleep.
Sleep. Yes. So the irony right now is that I've had a couple of very long days and I'm super tired. So this topic is really relevant right now because tomorrow I'm going to need lots of energy to get through the things I need to get through. So sleep is very important to me. It's an important topic for me to talk about, and it's something that personally I'm very passionate about. So I'm excited to share with you guys a little bit. Just some quick facts, because that's the green part of my personality. I can't help it. We know how important sleep is, but sometimes we don't think about things, what it actually is doing to our body when we don't get sleep. So sleep deficiency, in addition to not having energy, which is obviously our focus of our class. It's also linked to so many chronic health problems, including heart and kidney disease, high blood pressure, diabetes, stroke, obesity, and depression. And this is a huge one, especially right now. Lack of sleep also directly affects our immune system. So lots of reasons to get rest. Obviously, the main focus right now is on energy, but I wanted to point that out. some general tips before I get into a couple of things to help you get a restful night's sleep. A lot of us have a habit, myself included sometimes, of either watching a show before bed or having our phone in our hands, and that blue light, that artificial light, is not good for you. It keeps you up actually instead of helping your body calm down. So grab a book instead, or even just take some moments before bed to just calm down in the dark without staring at that screen. So the recommendation is an hour before bed. I don't know how realistic that is, but even if you can allow yourself some time before you try to settle into sleep without staring at a screen, that will help, I think, quite a bit. So another big thing that you can do, Krista mentioned this too, is get some movement or a workout in during the day that will help with getting your body ready to rest. But make sure that you're avoiding exercising too close to bed, because that will amp up your energy, like she mentioned. And we're talking about getting that rest so we're ready for the next day. Try to keep your bedroom quiet, dark, and cool. You can take a hot bath before bed. I personally I go with the old lavender bath salts, and that is usually enough to it puts you in that super calm, relaxed mode. So you could try that. Stress away is another good one. I don't know if people have other favorites, but those usually I go with lavender. It's just my go-to. And then just if you are somebody that hears a lot of things, then trying a white noise machine or a fan will help to drown out some of those small noises to help you get good rest. So in addition to those things, in order to help your body recharge, we have to get sleep. And I have been someone that has traditionally struggled so much with sleep. I would wake up in the middle of the night and be up for hours. It was awful when I was pregnant with both my kids, but in and around that, at times when I am very stressed or I have a lot of anxiety going on, I'll wake up in the night and feel all of those things. So there have been some things that Young Living has that have really made a difference in my life. And all the things I'm talking about tonight are things that I use on a regular basis. So the first one I want to talk about is a supplement that Young Living has, and it's one that I will always have on hand. So it's called Sleep Essence. You can't even see my bottle. So Sleep Essence is, it's actually a vegetable gel cap. I'll see if I can show you. I don't know how good my lighting is right now. So it's soft. It's a soft gel, and it is. It has four powerful essential oils. So it's lavender, vetiver, valerian, and then it's the ruta oil, but we call it rue a lot of times. And that also has melatonin. And this combined will help with just kind of getting your body to relax and get that good night's sleep. I don't use this every night, but on nights when I really, really need to get some sleep, I'll just take 1 to 2 capsules of this, and I take it with me whenever I travel. I never sleep well when I'm sleeping at somebody's house, or if I'm in a hotel for the night and it's not my own bed, I will toss and turn, and it usually takes me a couple of nights to get used to that. I see some chat questions coming in. I'm going to pull that up quick. So this is what I take with me, and sometimes I just take 1 and that's enough. Sometimes I'll take 2 if I really am struggling to sleep that night, and it just helps me to fall asleep. And someone had asked, does it help you to sleep through the night or just to fall asleep? It helps me with both. So it definitely knocks me out and makes my body, it's it's not like you immediately feel it, but it's very calming, and it helps you get to that deep sleep. And then I find that I'm not waking up in the middle of the night. So it's helping with the sleeping through the night part as well. So that's a great one. Another one that is currently out of stock, and I would highly recommend that you snag this as soon as it comes back in stock. And this is ImmuPro, which you can't see my bottles, I'm sorry. Had to have my little side effects just because they were near our bed. So ImmuPro is obviously, just from the name, it's actually an immune system supplement, but it contains other things. It has selenium, zinc, hello right now, copper, wolfberry, and then there's a blend of mushrooms, and it helps us support the immune system while you're in deep sleep. So it helps to repair and kind of reinvigorate your immune system while you're sleeping. This is a great supplement on so many levels. You want to take this at bedtime. It will cause you to kind of be a little bit drowsy and to get some sleep. It's a chewable, and I learned from, oh goodness, which Royal Crown Diamond was it that gave me this tip? Sonia, you were there and I don't remember her name. Who did we meet at beauty school? Oh gosh, I'm going to forget it. Anyway, yes, Krista Smith. Is that right? Okay. Anyway, I learned from her this tip because I probably wouldn't have felt comfortable giving my kids this. And I don't, again, melatonin should not be given to your kids every night, but on nights where my kids have had really long weeks and they're fighting sleep or they really need to get rest, they're just, because these are chewable tablets, I actually will take like a knife and a cutting board and just kind of cut one in half. And I'll give like a half or a quarter to my kids on occasion when they need either some extra immune system support or some extra sleep. So these are like those two supplements are a staple in our house. We always have them just in case we need them. And it's not something we take every night, but they definitely will help. Something else, and this is probably the biggest thing that has changed my sleep. And I am so passionate about this. So if you have questions about this, please let me know. Like CBD, when I say CBD has changed my life, like CBD has changed my life. So this is something I take every night. And if you're not familiar with it or you haven't seen it, this is, I think, one of my empty bottles because I just grabbed it. But there's a glass dropper and you can take as little or as much as your body needs. On most nights, I take about 3/4 full of a dropper. And I just put it under my tongue for about 30 seconds and then it kind of starts to absorb sublingually. CBD has made a huge difference on so many levels in terms of anxiety, and I could teach a whole class on that. I was able to get off my prescription medicine. It's been amazing. But one of the big side effects that has happened is not just dealing with my anxiety during the day. I mentioned at the beginning of this that a lot of times when I'm feeling that high stress during the day, that then it transfers into night and I don't get good sleep, which then is a cycle because then I'm dealing with a very stressful day without much sleep, no energy, and the cycle repeats. So when I started, I've been taking CBD now for over a year. And when I started taking this, one of the things that I noticed immediately was that my sleep was better. I was getting more sleep. I was sleeping more deeply. I wasn't waking up in the middle of the night. And that was a huge shift. And as I have taken it continuously now, it's been a consistent measure. I take it about an hour before bed, and it really, really helps wind down my body. It helps to take away some of those kind of crazy, chaotic stuff of the day. And then it's helping me get some really solid sleep through the night. So I wanted to touch base on that one. Another product that we carry is a roll-on. It's called Rutavala, and it actually has some of the same oils in it that Sleep Essence does. So Rutavala is a blend of ruta, lavender, and valerian. And I will say it's not my most favorite smelling roller, just like Sleep Essence is not my most favorite smelling supplement. But it works really, really well at calming. And I love to just roll this on my daughter's neck or on her arms or on her feet before bed. If she's having trouble sleeping, it's a great one to add to your collection. And then just going along with that to help you get continue to get better sleep. In the diffuser, lavender and cedarwood are great. We love sleepy eyes too, right before bedtime. So those are great oils to add to your regimen as well, and just using those things to help you get good sleep so that in the morning you are rested and you have energy to do the things you need to do. You guys have any questions right now? Awesome. Okay, I'm going to pass it on to, I just forgot our order. Who's next? Sean. I'm going to pass it on to Sean.
Hey. Okay, so that was so wonderful, Tara. And Kristen, I always learn so much when other people teach. I learn when I teach also because I have to do the research, but I love hearing what other people have to say too. So a couple of things I thought of while you were talking were, first of all, for Kristen, one of the things, and I put it in the chat, is I remember our pastor talking about this gentleman he knew that always, like in the morning when he was so tired, and he would blare like Christian music and just dance like crazy. So that is something that for a while I adopted because I I'm just really groggy in the morning. So it was helpful for me. And then the other thing is with the sleep, blue light glasses, because like Tara said, like it's hard for us to get off our screens at night. Here we are, we're all looking at a screen. You know, if I had my just plain blue light glasses, that might be helpful. And I bought a pair for my daughter also. Okay, so what I'm going to talk about is supplements, and I'm going to talk about supplements for energy specifically, and one of them is Ningxia Red. And we talk about Ningxia Red for so many things. It's great for immunity. It's great for your skin. It's great for your eyes. It's great for your brain also. And that's part of why it's good for energy, because it's so good for your brain. And there's calcium and 18 amino acids. It has 21 trace minerals. And at the cellular level, you know, we were created to be perfect, that we wouldn't need coffee in the morning. I'm sure there wasn't coffee in the Garden of Eden, you know, because we were getting all the nutrients that we needed from our food. But over the years, we have, you know, our ground is just losing all the trace minerals, and we're not getting enough of them because we're eating processed foods and things. So you need to find sources of amino acids and trace minerals and lots of other like really good nutrition. And so it's also really good for your immune system. And when you have a happy, healthy body, then you're going to have more energy. I don't know anyone who's ever started drinking Ningxia Red that after, like when we do a Ningxia Red challenge, that at the end of it, they're not like, oh my gosh, I'm exhausted. Why am I so exhausted? Are you still drinking your Ningxia Red? Oh no, I'm not doing that anymore. Yeah, because that Ningxia Red just gives you the energy that you need. For me, it was that 3 o'clock slump. Like I just did not have that 3 o'clock slump anymore. The next one is Nitro, Ningxia Red Nitro, and it comes in a little little container, and you pop the top off and you suck it down, and it has lots of really good flavor. It has D-rooibos energy in it, which is an energy that's unlike any other thing that you would consume. Our body, when it will make D-rooibos energy, and it will continue to, when you use it, it makes more. So it's the only energy that creates more energy by using it. So it's great that there's D-rooibos energy in Ningxia Nitro. It's a sugar, it's a natural sugar, and it works at the cellular level. It also has B3, which turns carbohydrates into energy. It has B6, it has folate and B12. It has green tea, so you're gonna get your natural caffeine that way. It has potassium iodine, which is very good for the brain. So that's where it's called a cognitive, it's on the packaging, it says cognitive alertness. And for me, that's energy in the morning. Like a lot of times I feel lethargic and tired in the morning, like I need a cup of coffee or a cup of tea. And it's like your brain is still tired, it's still sleeping. And so it's that potassium iodine that helps wake that up and helps your intelligence. And it also has ginseng, which is a natural herb that is great for energy. The next one I'm going to talk about is Zing. These are all, like I have all of these in here. Of course, I didn't grab them to show you, but Zing is a little can. It's like a, like a, what do you call that? Like a, an energy drink or a pop or, you know, Red Bull, or my kids used to drink those Monster drinks. Of course, when mom was not in charge of what they were purchasing. So the Zing is nice because it's refreshing, and it has like carbonation in it, so it's more of a like a pop. If you were someone who likes soda or pop and you're trying to get off from it, and for me, I went to sparkling water, but some people, my husband says it's too bitter, he doesn't like it. This at least has some sweetness and some flavor. It does have a little bit of sugar in it, cane sugar, but it's natural sugar. It's not an artificial sugar, and there's not very many calories in it. I think the whole thing has less than 20 calories. I don't know. I have to look how many actual calories there are, but it's actually very few. There's pear juice, there's wolfberry puree, there's stevia also, and black pepper, which is a stimulant and good for your metabolism, and also lime. I think the lime is mostly there because it tastes good. Adding a little lime to it actually is really yummy also. And it also has B vitamins in it. It has vitamin E and vitamin A. And all of those are really good for your body. The next one is Sleek Tea. Sleek Tea, is it currently in stock? Does anyone know? I don't know. I don't buy. Well, here's the thing. I stopped buying it because it was always out of stock, right? And so now I think it came back into stock, but it's not one that I think about purchasing that much anymore. So I'm going to need to get some more of that. But it has jade oolong tea in it. It also has frankincense powder, inulin, which is it helps your body to, it's a sugar, and it has no impact on your blood sugar. So it's got a very low glucose index. And there's also cinnamon, which is great for your digestion, and cacao powder, which increases energy also. And it's really nice for this time of year. I really like the zing, but you see me, I wouldn't be drinking tea right now with caffeine in it because, as Tara said, I wouldn't be able to sleep. So right now it's herbal tea for me, but during the day, it'd be nice to have some warming with cacao powder. It has an interesting flavor. It's not like any other tea I've had before. And it's also, what the Sleek products are also good for helping you to lose weight. So it helps raise your metabolism and also helps you feel satiated. So you don't need to keep eating. All right, the next product I wish I could take, I have an esophageal stricture, which means that my esophagus is very small. And so round tablet pills don't go down. Super B. I really want to be able to take Super B. It has so many good B vitamins in it. It has B1, B2, B3, B6, B12. And those get depleted when you're stressed. So during this time of COVID, a lot of people are very stressed and they're concerned and they're having to up their anxiety meds. And this is something that is really good for people, is to get some B vitamins and help their body to calm down. It also has biotin in it, which is really great for your hair and nails. And it has zinc, which is wonderful for the immune system. And selenium also. Excuse me. And the last one I'm going to talk about is multi-greens. So multi-greens has a bunch of different things in it that have chlorophyll. So we've got spirulina, we have alfalfa, we have barley, bee pollen, and kelp. So kelp, spirulina, and alfalfa, those three have very high levels of chlorophyll. And our body needs, if you remember from chemistry class, our bodies need chlorophyll for energy, or our cells do. And so it helps to boost your vitality and your energy levels. And let's see if there's anything else I forgot. Oh, it's loaded in those trace minerals that, again, our bodies don't get enough of. And when we have optimum levels of trace minerals and all the good nutrients that our bodies need, they function better, which means we're going to have more energy. So there you go. That's everything.
Thank you, Sean. This was awesome. Like she said, I love to learn new things too. So I'm going to share with you oils that I personally have experiences with, and a couple that I've researched that I'm like, oh, I'm going to give this one a try. So first I wanted to share with you a couple diffuser blends that I like to do to help perk me up in the morning and to give energy, or like when the weather is gray, my energy is low. And so I need things to help perk me up. And so I'm going to share things that I do, share in the comments of oils that you guys use to help perk you up, because everyone has different oils that perk them up differently. So one that I'm so in love with is rosemary, lemon, and peppermint. I just do 2 drops of each. I love that one in the morning. Rosemary is very invigorating, and it's not one that I prefer on my own, but I love the combo. Lemon is the same thing. It's a stimulant. It just, this happiness of just smelling lemon, but it also gives you the energy, and of course peppermint, but I love that combo. Another one I learned from a teacher, she loves to diffuse this in her morning classes, and I've been using it for years, is grapefruit and peppermint. Again, peppermint is that same thing to give you energy, and so is grapefruit. So those two I love together. And then there's a member on our team who just posted yesterday how she loves to add cinnamon. Well, as you heard Sean was saying, cinnamon actually is another one that's good for energy, and it's great for the immune system. So I did that one today and I loved it. So that might be my new one. And another diffuser blend, these are just my diffuser blends that I typically do in the morning that my kids don't mind, okay? They don't really like the rosemary, to be honest with you. But if I put enough peppermint and lemon in, it's okay. So I try and find diffuser blends that makes my kids happy too, that I love, that actually works for me. Because I don't drink coffee, I need something to help perk me up. So I got my diffuser going, but the other one is peppermint and orange. So as you notice, there's a theme of citrus oils. All of the citrus oils can help. One, it can bring happiness and joy, the emotional side, but also the energy. It's a stimulant that way. So those are so great. And you don't have to put in a diffuser. You literally can take a drop of your oil, you can sniff it, or you can just put it in your hand and just, smell it. Like today was a really hard day for me. I don't care for the gray days every single day. And it was just, I said, Kevin, it really bothered me today. So guess what I've been doing? A lot of peppermint, a lot of orange, grapefruit. Those are just, they help me feel happy again. And it's everything that Kristen was saying at the beginning, go for a walk. And I'm like, you guys, it's getting dark at 7:30. Let's go on a walk. And I felt so perked up, and it was like 20 minutes of a walk. And I felt like God just opened the skies for like 20 minutes, and then the gray came back again. But at least he opened it for me to see. But I truly believe that we have to, even in the winter, get our fresh air. Like Kristen was saying, for energy, because I had low energy and it brought energy up to me. Okay. So I'm going to share with you a couple more. Like I said, I showed you all the lovely citrus, grapefruit. I've got orange and lemon. So those all, and they're super inexpensive too. I always tell people when they get started with Young Living, get all the citrus ones. You can drink the Vitality ones, but for me, for energy, I typically have to smell it or get it on my body. And the citrus ones are photosensitive. So just try and get it underneath your clothes and not where the sun sees it. You want to be careful of that. Okay, nutmeg. Oh, good. I have Vitality. Nutmeg is one that has been amazing for me. I just literally take, I don't want to take too much, but I literally take a drop in my hand. I grab my finger, and this is what I do, you guys. It's so disgusting, but guess what? It works. It gives me 2 more hours of energy. I thought it was the weirdest thing when my friend did this. I'm like, oh my gosh, it totally works. You got a slump in the afternoon, ladies? Take your nutmeg. So it is so awesome for energy. I even have Vitality to be good. She isn't going to, I know I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight. I know my husband's going to be like, you're so spastic. Okay, so this is a great one. You guys, I have such a huge testimony of Great Day Protocol, and I'm not going to go more into it, but it's very much like Kristen was talking about. Our emotions will totally pull our energy away. Our sleep patterns, same, but we have so much going on in the pandemic. Whatever you may be going through, there's emotions that affect our energy. And so the Great Day Protocol, hands down, has been so amazing for me. It's joy, white angelica, it's harmony, and it's valor. Those 4, when I looked up just oils for energy, those ones are awesome. So just go onto our team page and look that up. I'm not going to go more into it, but I do those faithfully every day, and they have helped me keep consistent energy and not have this massive slump in the afternoon. Today, like I said, it was hard because of the gray weather. I'm affected by the gray weather. So I need some perky it's over there, my diffuser. And it helped me with my energy level again. So everyone's different how they're sensitive and affected with that. Okay, another one that I absolutely do not care for, but I've been using it all afternoon because I've been studying for this, you know? So there it is, Sean. Sean is a clarity woman. And oh, the other one. So there's a lady who actually puts this one in a roller and energy. These are the two I don't really care for the smell. But you guys, when it says clarity, it's not just for focus. It truly is for energy. All the essential oils that are in clarity are for, as it stimulates, oh good, you love the Great Day Protocol too. Basil, rosemary, and peppermint. It's huge. And you can put a roller top on this, and I would highly recommend the back of the neck is where it helps me the most, and my temples. I don't care walking around smelling like this, so I'll do it when I'm not going anywhere, but it's so good. And this energy, it's okay. It's all right. It's the juniper that bothers me, I guess. I don't care for juniper smell. But I put this on today, and I'll take a couple drops, and you guys are adrenals. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm doing this. You just go behind your back and just literally put that energy on your adrenals, okay, on your back. If you're struggling with energy, I'm serious, you got to give it a try. This is so inexpensive. When I looked at the price, I was like, that's it? Like $25 for a 15 ml? Okay, energy, you guys, this is so awesome. Juniper, well, that's the one I don't like. Clove is for energy, rosemary, lemongrass, nutmeg, Idaho balsam fir, and black pepper. Sean brought up black pepper in the zinc. It's so good for you. So this is one I'd highly recommend if you do struggle with energy, and also the things that Kristen Kent was talking about too, where there's just so much, you know, we can't tell you everything, like why is your energy low? It could be your stress level. It could be your sleep. I don't know. You know your body, be your own doctor. You guys know how to take care of yourselves. But the energy is a great one for that. And you can put it in a necklace. Like if you go to work, you can put it in a necklace so you always have that with you. You can do it on your wrist. But I typically, when I use this, I need it closer to me, either on my adrenals, or I have to have it like by my temples and back of my neck. That's just how it affects me. So I can't just put it on my wrist and it magically gives me energy. So there's that one. And then the last one there's a couple more. Okay, Endoflex. We always think of Endoflex as, you know, just like thyroid or hormones. But honestly, you guys know our hormones are quite amazing, aren't they? They can do some amazing things with our bodies. But this is what I do every single day. You can do it several times a day. I only have to do it once a day, probably because I do so many other things with multigreens and Super B. But this helps me with my energy, because your thyroid controls your hormones, which controls your energy level too. So you don't have to have thyroid issues. I tell people who lack energy, you've got to get this oil, give it a try for 30 days. And it has helped so much. And this is super inexpensive too. I'm not going to go through every single oil in this just to save on time. That's the one I was going to say. I already told you peppermint. The other one is motivation. If you struggle with, Kristen's like, hey, we got to go work out, but you have no energy to go work out. Come on, go out on a walk, but you have no energy to go on a walk. You guys, this one, seriously, I'm so glad Sean is shaking her head. It really helps so much. And I don't care for the smell for it's more my kids. They don't like it. So I try and get them to be happy too. But this one I like, just honestly, I'll put over my heart. And then what Kristen Kent says, I get to go on a walk today. Oh, I'm so tired. I have to go on a walk. Do you hear the difference? So we say, I get to, I want to, I choose to in our family. So it's like, oh, I get to cook today. Oh, I choose to eat this healthy dinner. But just if you can change that verbiage as you're putting the essential oil on, I'm serious, you can do the things that you know that you're supposed to do. So motivation is a great one, and myrtle's another one, but it's in our Endoflex. But citrus fresh is my husband's favorite, and I don't really care for it in my water. It's funny, but I have it in the diffuser because it has the spearmint. Any of those mints will help give you the energy that you need as well. And one last thing that has helped me a ton is the essential oil blend called Release. I forgot to grab it. When you're dealing with a lot of emotions and maybe you don't even know that you're dealing with it, I diffuse it at night. During the day, it makes me a mess. I cry a lot. And so it's just too many emotions for me to deal with during the day. But I had a friend who taught me to diffuse it at night or put it on your body at night. Your body will release those emotions. And I feel so much better in the morning. One, Tara taught us you need to get a good restful sleep, and that it will really release the stress in your body, the physical stress and the emotional, and then you're feel more energy. And I'm not saying, you guys, that this is always magic, but these are truly experiences that I have had using this product. It's an amazing product, but it may take a little time for you to figure out what works best for you. So there you go, ladies. It's energy time. I'm already feeling the nutmeg. Okay, if you want